Hey, what's going on? I'm Ryan Stewman, President and CEO of Closer Capital, where we help entrepreneurs like you get access to the capital they need fast. I sent out a survey to our clients and prospects over the last few weeks and gathered some data and asked them what information that they wanted to know, what questions they had for us that I could answer in these videos. So today I've got the first five of a series of 10 questions. We'll have a to be continued part of this video, but the five most frequently asked questions that we get as a lender. So let's start off with number one with the beautiful voice of Amy Stewman.
How do I qualify for a business loan?
So qualifying for a business loan is probably that's number one because it's the question that I get the most. A lot of entrepreneurs have either been denied at a big bank for a loan, or they have never applied for funding of any kind, so they have no idea what to expect. And first of all, there are different types of loans. There are SBA loans, lines of credit, private money loans, hard money loans. So really it would depend on the loan criteria, but let me break, or the loan program, the criteria to qualify for it. But let me break down a few loans for you. If you're looking for a term loan, this is like, 12 months of working capital or 36 months of working capital. Let's say you need $100,000 and you can pay it back plus interest in 12 months. That would be a term loan. So you would have a fixed amount in every single payment that you make. And oftentimes they give you discounts if you pay it off early. But in order to qualify for something like that, it typically works like this. The higher the credit score, the better the interest rate. So we'll leave that out of the equation. But it takes 2 months typically. They will qualify you for 2 months worth of your income. So if you make $50,000 a month gross revenue in your company and you have at least $10,000 left over at the end of the month out of that $50,000 after payroll, after expenses, everything else, then they will typically give you up to or around $100,000 in working capital term loan. So you're typically getting 2 months of your, or if you wanted to look at it, 1/6 of your annual income is typically what they will loan. And you look at it, they're going to loan you 2 months of income and give you 12 months to pay it off, maybe 24 months to pay it off. That comes a lot faster than you think. And so typically our clients at Closer Capital will pay a 12-month term off in 8 or 9 months, reset and get a better rate the second go around because we lenders reward repeat business of people that they can trust. As far as like a private loan for hard money on a real estate, you're looking at 75 to 80% loan to value. Our interest rates run from 9% to 15%, depending on your credit, the property loan amount, and everything else. And to qualify for one of those, it's got to appraise. You have to have at least 2 prior successful, profitable flips in the last 12 months. You need to be in the flip business for at least 24 months. So we work with seasoned investors over on our, it's hard for a first timer unless they're extremely financially qualified. It's hard for a first timer to get a private money loan, but typically you can partner up with somebody who has. The third is the line of credit. Line of credit programs, the qualification is going to be, and this is across the board. They're going to want 6 months worth of bank statements, 1 year worth of tax returns, and the articles of incorporation. But for a line of credit, it's going to be a lot like a term loan. If you qualify for it, they're going to give you 2 months worth of your top line gross revenue as a line of credit, and then you can always grow it from there if your revenue goes up. So hope that helps clear up what does it take to qualify for a loan. Number 2.
What is the interest rate for a small business loan?
That is such a general question. That's like asking a politician how we establish world peace, right? There's a bunch of equations and stuff that requires to get into that. But like I said, on hard money loans, if it's a perfect deal, you're looking at, 8%, right? Maybe 7%. In the sevens if you've just got the perfect deal. I mean, 65% loan to value, money down, equity in it, perfect history of flipping homes, that kind of deal. You can get rates as low as in the 7%, the sevens, not like 7, we're not there yet, but in the sevens, like 7.875 or so, all the way up to 15. If your last 2 flips were shit and you lost a little money, but you got some experience, they're gonna require a higher interest rate. If the property is zoned weird or something like that, it might also require an additional interest rate increase. For a term loan, then these rates typically start at about 18%. And a lot of people, they say 18%, what the, right? But here's the thing with a term loan. If I give you 18% over 12 months, that's just slightly more than 1% a month, right? 1.3, I think it is. I don't have my calculator in front of me. But we're talking about 1.3% a month. So the idea is to pay this money off and flip it as fast as possible. Interest rates can go up to 50%. I've never given one out at 50%. Because I don't think that's the best option for our clients, but I have seen them come back with people with challenge credit and stuff like that. But again, on a term loan, it's not about what the overall interest rate is. It's how fast can I pay it off and what is that interest rate. On lines of credit, the interest rates vary between 12 and 30%, again, depending on credit criteria. Because here's the thing with business loans. There's no collateral. Like if I have a loan against your home and you don't pay and I have to foreclose on your home, cool. I've got a piece of property that I can sell that is in demand. The market's always there for houses. Eventually, it might take me investing in it, but eventually I'm going to sell it and recoup my investment. If your business loan fails, I don't want to come run your business. I don't want to come be the CEO and take over for you and all that other stuff. So there's really no collateral, no real asset, no matter how profitable your business is. Because again, to sell a house, hire a realtor, them to do their job, right? Run a business, I got to find an operator somewhere. So because there's no security, the interest rate's a little bit higher, right? As far as SBA as well, whether you're doing acquisition loans or working capital loans and SBA, interest rates for SBA right now start somewhere around 10%. So hope that clears that up. Number 3.
What documents are needed to apply for a business loan?
It's super important, yet super easy. Most loans, we need 6 to 12 months worth of bank statements. So minimum of 6 months, maximum of 12 months. That's how we create an average deposits using that. We need your articles of incorporation to prove that A, you own the business, and B, that your partners are aware that you're taking out debt against the business as well. Oftentimes we need 1-year tax return just, to further prove the financials and everything else. And we might need some odds and ends depending on if you've got some liens or something like that against your business or other debts that we might want to verify. With SBA, they're going to want all of that plus 2 years tax returns, 12 months bank statements. They're going to want a business plan. They're going to want a marketing plan. But here's the great news about all the things that SBA wants. We have artificial intelligence to speed up that process for you and create the business plan with you, create the marketing plan with you, create the documents and the programs that a lot of entrepreneurs nobody taught me how to create a business plan. I figured the shit, I just did the shit, right? And that's how most entrepreneurs are. So we have a way to document your mental process so that the SBA can feel more comfortable loaning you money, because they're the most difficult ones, because no matter what your financials or whatever, they're basing, especially if you're a newer company, they're basing their whole decision on that business plan. So we try to put the best business plan in front of them so that we have a higher rate of approval with our lenders there. Number 4.
How long does it take to get approved for a business loan?
We can approve somebody almost instantly or deny somebody almost instantly by looking at your financials and everything else. We can tell if it's going to go through or not. Once you're approved by us, the process and the time that it takes to complete that process is completely up to you. Don't get it twisted. If I say I need 1 year's tax return, 6 months bank statements, articles of incorporation, and a voided check for your bank account, if it takes you 3 days to get me that, then it's going to take me 4 or 5 days to close the loan. If you get that stuff instantly to me, I'll get you the money tomorrow in most cases. So really, that's up to you. We've closed several loans in the last 10 days or so in less than 24 hours. They come in 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. We process them, submit them first thing in the morning. They're signing docs by the afternoon or the next day. But that's because people came to us after watching a video like this. They have all their documents in order. They forward them right to us, and we can get right on top of it. Now, if I have to call you 10 times over the course of 3 weeks to get information from you, then obviously it's going to take that amount of time. We have the ability, I like to tell everybody, 72 hours or less, as long as you're moving at the same speed we are. And the 5th and final one.
What are the differences between SBA loans and traditional bank loans?
So the SBA is backed by the government. The SBA is the business version of FHA, if you're familiar with the Federal Housing Association with the government, right? So basically the banks, SBA banks, loan money that have a 20 to 25% debt guarantee by the government. So basically, if you default, the government will pay 20 to 25% of that loan. They try to recoup the rest from you in court and blah, 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 right? If you default on private money, they typically don't take you to court. They just don't give you any money. But the SBA is a whole other animal because they can sometimes give you, they can press charges on you for defrauding the government depending on what happened for you not to pay. We saw a lot of people get PPP or EIDL loans that they were supposed to pay back that didn't, that wound up in federal prison. So with the SBA, there is government backing, a lot of criteria, just like anything else. Government, you got to know the paperwork flow and everything else to get it done. Private money is people like myself that have some extra cash that they loan it into the marketplace. I've curated a ton of these private lenders and people that like putting their money into pools and helping business owners out. It's good karma for them because they help a business grow. And on top of that, it's good for the customer because they get access to capital that banks and SBA and stuff may not be able to lend to them. Oftentimes, private money rates are really comparable to SBA rates when it comes to the interest rate, but there is a lot less paperwork and time involved when it comes to private money. So if you need to move fast, like if you got a business that you want to buy, it's going to take you 45 days or so to get an SBA 7A. If you're hauling tail with us, take us 3 days with private money to make the thing happen if all the documents are in order. So hopefully that answers the 5 most prominent questions that you guys are always asking. You want to know. This just puts it out there and lets you know if you know somebody who's thinking about getting a loan, or if yourself you're thinking about getting some capital for your business, go to closercap.com, go ahead and apply, put your information there. Some of my team will reach out almost immediately, and I promise you there's nobody in this industry that provides the experience, the bonuses, and the exceptionalism that we do here at Closer Capital. We care about every single one of our clients, and the amenities and benefits that come alongside of doing business with us are unmatched in the industry. So give us a chance. We'll earn your business for life too. See you on the next video.